Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Emerald Coast. We are in late summer and fertilizing our corn the very last time. In fact, we are probably going to be looking to bring this corn in down at the BGA here in just a little bit. But I would say it's not too late to hit the corn one more time with some fertilizer. Where you have this big tall sprayer really come in handy. Although I have to say this sprayer is maybe a little bit short for driving through the corn, which is why I'm really thinking about maybe upgrading and going with the Ideal sprayer. Local dealer was telling me about an Ideal sprayer. Step up from this as far as sprayer capacity. Boom arm is a little bit bigger, if I am remembering correctly, and more importantly, it is much taller, which would allow us to really not run the risk of damaging the corn when it is so tall like this. So we're still talking to him about a trade-in on this sprayer because we haven't had this sprayer for that terrible long. We realized that when we bought this sprayer, we thought it had GPS available to it, but it didn't have GPS installed. Tried to get some aftermarket GPS to work on this thing, and for whatever reason, just a no-go. Couldn't get the aftermarket GPS to work with the steering or whatever mechanics in this thing, so we're looking at the Ideal as an upgrade back to GPS also. So we're looking to probably be chopping that corn here in the next little bit. Got some rain coming in here in the next few days, but that's not going to bother the corn chopping at all. It's supposed to clear out, and at that point we're going to be heading over to the hay field, trying to get in our second cut of the year. I think what we're going to do with that cut is basically do silage with it. Looking at our haystack, while we are using down the haystack, we're not using it down at any great rate. Cows are eating out of the pasture, sheep are eating out of the pasture, so I think we can afford, like we did last year, to do one cut hay, one cut silage. Although last year we couldn't get a second cut out of this big grass field. For whatever reason, we just couldn't get it. I think we basically didn't have the weather we needed in order to get time in there to get the hay to dry. And that is because we made the mistake of basically doing our first cut in silage. We were running out of silage bales. We did our first cut in silage and then never got a second cut. Never had the time or the weather when we did have time to get that hay cut and dried. So we learned from our mistakes, and this year we did our hay very first off. Got that in. One, because, well, we knew we had a window of time to do it in. And two, because we were basically running out of hay and needed to get some made pretty darn quick. But now, we don't have to worry so much about rain and the hay drying for silage bales. So we're probably going to be doing that here towards the end of late summer, because we are going to have ourselves a very, very busy autumn. Looking like all of our crops are going to be coming in here. Obviously in autumn that are still in the ground. Got three fields of sunflowers over here. Got another field of sunflowers up by the horse farm. Got two large fields of shelled corn that seem to be coming along quite nicely. Got this field over here of sugar beets. That's going to take quite a while to bring in. We've got these two fields of soybeans, late soybean, and we've got the massive field over there of early beans. We've got another large field on the other side of our grass field there, or hay field, of early beans. We've got three. Sorry about that, guys. Got three more fields. I don't know why I'm getting coughed up saying that word. We've got three more fields of late beans over by the horse farm also. So yeah, and then we've got, gosh, what is it? I'm sorry, these aren't beans. This is cotton. What am I thinking about? We've got like 6 fields of cotton to bring in over autumn. So yeah. Oh, let's not forget about the poplar. Right, let's just put this thing on cruise control. Let's bring up our little tablet map and basically show you what we've got going on here. Yeah, we've got 3 fields of late beans over here. They're still growing. We've got 2 big fields of early beans. They're going to be coming in pretty darn soon. Got 3 fields over here and 1 field over there of sunflowers. Again, that's going to be coming in fairly soon. We've got a field of sugar beets going to be coming in soon. We're going to be chopping this corn down here pretty soon. All of our cotton is going to be coming in at different stages, though. We've got, I think, 3 or 4 fields of what I'm going to be calling early cotton. That's cotton that we put in back in the spring. And then we've got a few fields, these 3 big fields here, of what I'm calling late cotton. This cotton was, of course, put in after our barley harvest. So it was put in late, I'm sorry, not late, but in early summer. And then we've got 2 big fields of corn over there. Already looks like it's starting to dry out. So quite possibly that corn's going to be ready here in early autumn to get shelled. Yeah, we're going to have ourselves a pretty busy autumn, I think. Really expecting our early autumn is going to consist of bringing in our sugar beets, bringing in our 4 fields of sunflowers, and shelling those 2 fields of corn. And expecting our middle of autumn to basically be involved in bringing in early cotton, possibly some early beans. And then late autumn is going to be our late beans, our late cotton, and possibly 3rd cut of hay. I say possibly because autumn is typically rather wet and we may not have that opportunity to get that hay dried in time, but it's a possibility. Yeah, we're going to be harvesting very, very soon. Seems like down here, once summer hits, that is pretty much all we do is harvest. So But that's a good thing, because that means that we then have plenty of crops to sell in the winter. Other than that, things have been going really good here on the farm. Had a few last minute acquisitions as far as equipment goes, some trade outs. One thing that we've done is we got a hold of a very interesting apparatus down at the pellet factory, pellet industry, I guess I should really call it. And that apparatus is kind of a PTO platform, if you will. We got a guy 2 towns over. He's kind of a rogue mechanic, and had this vision of basically taking a small trailer, medium-sized trailer, if you will, bolting a V8 engine to it, and then bolting on a transmission, drive shaft, and basically running that into a gearbox that then attaches to PTO. He's hooked up a hydraulic pump driven from the engine power. The hydraulic hoses, electrical hookups, and basically it's like a stationary PTO platform, like I've called it. So we got rid of the Kloss 900. Got a good trade-in value for that. And we didn't really spend too terrible much money on this engine platform. So it takes up less space down there, because space is a premium in that building. Really, the Kloss was just sitting in there running, taking up room. So I'm about empty here. We're going to have to take a load, take this down to our fertilizer place, and basically get another load of fertilizer. And when I go down there, I'll show it to you guys. See what we've got. When I get back, we'll probably need to fill this thing up. Don't want to run it out of fuel. And you can see the corn over there drying. The sunflowers over here, they look pretty well baked, ready to come in. In fact, we've already went over there and checked the moisture on them. They're still reading a bit too high to do any sort of harvest with. And like we've already seen the corn over here is perfect for chopping. You really don't have to worry about the weather. I mean, we really don't want to be in here chopping when it's raining, but we don't need it to be crispy dry when we're running that through the chopper. Get a better quality silage out of it if it's has a modicum of being moist. And I'm looking forward to tonight. We're going to come down here to Southern Buffet. They've got the night is the seafood night. All you can eat breaded shrimp. Hey, Daryl, he loves that little popcorn shrimp. I don't know what he likes more. I don't know if he likes the popcorn shrimp or... Man, it's kind of disgusting if you ask me, but he just dredges that thing in tartar sauce. Oh, that's disgusting. But, hey, whatever. Seems to, he could probably eat 5 pounds of that stuff. Probably 4 gallons of tartar sauce. Oh, it just turns my stomach just thinking about it. See the engine platform in there right now? There it is. It says the mad rogue mechanic, man. He approached us about wanting to buy this thing. Showed it to us, and we were like, well, that is crazy. He's got this V6 engine. It is a loud thing in here, too. Hey, it is loud in this metal building. Got new ear protection we put on with this thing in here. Dual exhaust. You know, we've got a V8 engine in here. Got our fuel tank. Got our hydraulic tank. Hydraulic hoses. You can see he's got a PTO hooked up here. Some sort of PTO gearbox transmission thing working there. And it runs this quite well, actually. Really impressed with it. And it takes a lot less room than the big tractor did in here. That's for sure. And if we need to use the press out in the field, well, we've got plenty of tractors. Plenty of tractors with the horsepower to do that. Let's head down here and see what these guys are going to charge me to fill this thing up with fertilizer. Herbicide. Side. Okay, we'll just come around the building here. Run on in here to the office and get things situated. $3,700, 1,200 gallons of fertilizer. Guess that's not too terrible bad. This is hopefully going to be the last fertilizer we're going to need for the year. And this thing does get up and go. They tell me the ideal sprayer is even faster. This thing, as far as road speed, getting from field to field. I think the only thing really holding us up on making that acquisition is the fact that we're not going to need to be doing any fertilizing or herbicide application till next spring, probably. So we'll probably work out a trade-in on this, or try to put it up on the used market and just see if we can't sell it privately between now and next spring. And then in the spring, put in an order for a new sprayer. You're also talking to me about some new South American deal. Sprayer spreader combo. It's just, that sounds interesting. They're basically saying it was a machine that does it all. It would apply herbicide, liquid herbicide. It would apply liquid fertilizer through the spray bars. It also has a spread tank on it to apply granular, and it might even have the capability of applying lime. And it sounds like a humdinger of a piece of machinery. Problem is, though, any piece of machinery that tries to do it all does everything okay, but nothing great. And got smaller tanks on it, so we wouldn't be able to hold as much product. Be running back to the field, running back to the farm, get filled up. We would be having supply tanks coming out to the field more often to fill us back up. Spray bar is smaller, so it's, again, more time in the field. So we weren't interested in that. Combo nature of the product was just too much as far as sacrifices go. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing started to fill up fuel. And run on. It's going to take a while. I'm going to leave it filling up. We've got auto cut off on the pump. I'm going to head in here in the house, get myself some lunch, and I'll be back with you in a little bit. Oh, that was a nice, satisfying, quick lunch. A couple sandwiches, chips, nice iced tea. And I want to show you the other really cool, kind of a fun little toy that we got here on the farm. Me and the brothers there all went in and got this thing. That is right over here. Got it hooked up to our Dodge, and that is a new mobile pressure washer. That way we can use it on all kinds of equipment, not just down here at the farm, but we're basically going to be able to take it pretty much wherever we need to take it. Come back here, let me get this thing started up. Go. Yep, nozzle's working real good. I don't know what it is with this sprayer, but this seems to crack the dirt a whole lot faster than lots of other machinery that we have. You dial back the intensity a little bit. I want to get the water up all in those spray nozzles. What's nice about this is it also has a really long hose. Let me get this hose pulled out a little bit. Bring it around. And hit this side. Don't have to worry about trying to pass the nozzle out from underneath the vehicle. Pretty darn well. Since it's mobile, it does have its own supply of water. So obviously we can't run this thing endlessly, but surprisingly enough, it holds something like 250 gallons of water. Not really sure where it puts all that, but I guess it's bigger on the inside. And it holds something like, I don't really know what kind of fuel capacity it has. Holds a decent amount of fuel. That's for sure. Alright, well, I'm just going to go ahead and continue on spraying. This afternoon we've got this field here of cotton to get sprayed. We need to go across the street. We've got our hay we need to spray. We've got, I think, soybeans across the street we need to spray. So we got plenty of stuff to do for the rest of the day. And like I said, I think what we're going to be doing pretty shortly is chopping some corn. Until next time, happy farming.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.